What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Reaper Fitness Podcast, powered by Muscle Factory BD. This is your host, Lincoln Hassan, welcoming you, and here we talk about fitness, nutrition, and lifestyle. So stay tuned. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Today's podcast is all about the current situation that we're going through and how the fitness industry of Bangladesh is coping up with that. So as of now, from my observations, and I know a few gym owners, and I've been really active in the past couple of weeks on social media to get a feel of what are the things that are happening and what are the things to come, what are the things that we can anticipate as an industry and as a community altogether. So the things that I found is we are not doing well, so to speak. The gym owners and the gym management people, they're not doing very well because most of the gyms, they have opened up, and after it has been 66 days, 67 days, it has been more than 2 months since the gyms actually shut down, and due to the orders from the government, and the orders came at a point where it was supposed to be peak season. We're going to talk about that in a while. And what's happening is you guys have waited so long, and you have been waiting and waiting and waiting patiently. And after almost 2.5 months, the gyms have opened up, and now people can't wait to get back to the gym. But still, we are not seeing a lot of people walking to the gym. And a lot of gym owners, they have reported that their gym membership has gone down up to like 1/10 of what they used to have. And for example, if one gym would be having 200 to 250 members walking in every day into their gyms, they're having like 20-25 people working out throughout the whole day. So it would be like at 1/4 of the day, like within 5 or 6 hours after opening of the gym, you'd see probably like 10-12 people walking in, and every hour you'd be seeing, for example, in a gym that is about 3,000 to 4,000 square feet. In a gym of that size, you'd be seeing like 6 or 7 people working out at the same time. So it feels really empty, and this is actually empty. And really unusual from the crowd that we're used to seeing at the gyms in Dhaka City, so to speak. So the thing is, the gyms, they are trying their best, and they have taken a lot of precautions. And I've seen, and yeah, good thing about the social media these days is most of the gyms, I think 99% of the gyms, they have their own Facebook page, and it's really easy to share updates and offers and status quo throughout social media. And they are actually posting a lot of videos and posts regarding what they are going to do and what they are supposed to do, and what the members should do as well. So what we have seen is they have cleaned down the gyms a lot. The gyms, they feel a lot nicer. They smell better because aren't a lot of people who are working out at the moment, and they have more time to clean things up. And due to that fact, what's happening is the gyms are really clean these days, and they are wiping everything down every day. And they have introduced hand washing stations at the gym, a lot of the gyms. And they have a station where you can get your hand sanitizer and other stuff. So the members, they are required to wash their hands and their feet before entering the gym, and before touching any equipment as well. They need to spray the equipment down with some disinfectant, or with some germ killer solutions. And Even after that, the gym members, they are requested not to work out too close to each other. They are supposed to keep a minimum distance from each other. So that's working in the favor. And while they're at the gym, they are supposed to wear the masks and wear gloves. They're recommended. The management has recommended wearing gloves as well during workouts, and not to talk to each other while standing too close, and not to yell at the gym, and not to sneeze or not to cough without wearing the mask, or not before going to or rushing to the basin and stuff like that. So these are the health mandates, and these are the hygiene mandates that the gyms are following at this time. And apart from that, a lot of the gyms, they are giving out discounts. For example, like 50% on their entrance fee or membership fee or registration fee, and even I have seen 100% discount, a totally free registration, and then monthly fee, a discount on the monthly fee and stuff like that. So this is what the gym owners are doing, because not a lot of members are walking into the gyms, and not a lot of old members, or not a lot of loyal members are returning to the gyms as well. We're going to talk about that as well. So why the gyms are empty at this point? Because you have waited for so long for the gyms to open up, and finally the gyms have opened up, and they are welcoming all the members and everything, and also on top of that they're giving out discounts. Even after that, we are not seeing a lot of members returning, and we are not seeing a lot of new members registering themselves for the gym memberships. Now, why is that happening? There are a couple of reasons behind that. The first one is people are scared. Yes, they are scared, and they have every right to be so, because this is something, you are against something that you are fighting against something that you can't even see. So odds are not in your favor at this point. And all the gym members, they have families, they live with their families, or even if they're living by themselves, they are at risk, because there are people from all walks of life. There are different types of people who come to the gym, and after the lockdowns have been lifted, we are still not seeing a lot of common sense within people. They are not applying common sense in their daily dealings. So we still see people walking around on the streets without the masks, and they are not wearing gloves. They're not washing their hands properly, and people as all the TV ads suggest, and all, and even after being mentioned by WHO repeatedly that you need to wash your hands for 20 seconds, Bangladeshi people are really impatient. It's true, and you can see it for yourself as well. People do not wash their hands and feet properly, and even if people are walking to the gym, a lot of the people, they are clueless about how they should maintain proper hygiene and stuff. The second reason is, we all know about it, that once you fall off the fitness wagon, once you fall off your training routine, once you slack off from it, it's really tough to get back on, because you all know about it. Like, if you stay away from the gym for too long, it would be a hell of a difficult thing to get back to it, because you'd be procrastinating a lot. You'd be finding excuses. Someday you'd be feeling it, someday you'd not be feeling it, and you would also be frustrated. Like, you had a good thing going on, you were in shape, you were eating regularly, you were sleeping properly, you had your good quality sleep, as we call it, and you were having your meals in regular intervals, and you were feeling good. And when you'd look into the mirror at yourself, you'd really like what you see. You were at the peak of your existence. You were at the peak of your form. So once you lose that, it's an uphill battle. That's what is actually going through your heads. So people, they have strayed off from the path, and A lot of people, they are hesitant about walking to the gym when they're in a pretty bad shape. For instance, I too, when I lose my shape, I too, when I am not in good shape and I know I haven't done my work, I feel really shy about walking into the gym. And I'm sure, and you'd probably agree, a lot of you guys, you all probably do feel the same. So that's another reason, like once you take a break from things, it's really get bad, it's really tough, it really gets bad, and it's really tough to get things back. It's really tough to get things working in your favor again. Now, we all know it was really difficult to make fitness a habit. If it says that 21 days, it's what it takes to make a habit, then 2 months is something that you'll need to get out of that habit. So yeah, it's been more than 2 months, so it's been a while. Even though it's not too late yet, but in people's minds, they are pretty late, and everything has gone bad, and everything's not going right for them. So it's really difficult for people to get back to the gyms. Now, let's talk about what are the risks that are involved if you go to the gym. So, as we have mentioned before, that there are lots of different types of people who walk into the gym without knowing what to do and what is the right thing to do. And the worst of them all, we see people at the gym without applying their common sense at all. So they don't know what they're doing over there. They don't know what they're after. You'd see a lot of people who would be using all the machines at the gym in a single workout session. So that's really weird, because these are usually new members. So you would see them walking in. There would be two types of newcomers: people who have not worked out before, but they have gotten a gym membership for themselves. So these one type of people, what they would do is they'd walk into the gym. They'd be really shy. They would be looking at you from a distance. They would be too shy to ask you questions. They would even be too shy to ask you how to do a particular exercise and stuff like that. They would never look for the trainer because they are that much shy. So the second type of people would be Mr. Know-it-all. They would walk in like they own the place, even though they don't know anything about it and they haven't been to a gym ever. So they would walk into the gym, and what they would do is they would probably observe you for a couple of minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then they are going to go from machine to machine to machine, because there's a reason behind it, because they like what they feel. So imagine at the first day of your gym. So if you would work out with all the machines, and if you would have a routine where you would have to use all the machines at the gym, you would feel really sore the next day. So that is what they feel. So the soreness, if you enjoy it, you can become a sucker for it. So they would love how they feel, and they would think that they are working out and they are making progress. So that's an illusion they are in. So they would probably what they probably do is they would go from machine to machine to machine. They would probably do one set on this machine and two sets on that machine, and they're gonna bug you to give up that machine to do one more set. And most of the times they would be doing it with really poor form. Okay, their form would be horrible. It would be an embarrassing to look at. But little do they know that what's in it for them. So there's these two types of people. Then there's a third kind of people that they have a bit of an experience on going to gyms and working out. So they know a little bit, but not too much, not extensively, and they have probably learned it from previous trainers and previous big brothers, and stuff like that. So they have their little knowledge, and they would disperse it to everywhere. They would try to counsel everyone, and they would talk to these type of people who know little about gyms. They cannot keep their mouths shut. They cannot stop yapping their gums at the gym. So these type of people, they are the worst, because what they would do is they would work out for like 45 to 15 minutes at the gym, and they would get into gossips for like another 1 hour or an hour and a half. So these are the people who would be knocking you again and again, even if you have headphones in. So if you see me working out at the gym with my headphones in, that means no access, no entry. Okay, so that's a red flag that I'm not gonna get myself involved in a conversation right now. I don't want a conversation right now. Okay, so a lot of people, and especially these kind of people, they would totally miss out on that clue. So they would be knocking on your shoulder, they'd be tapping your shoulder, they would be standing right next to you, and you can't see them talking because they can't keep their mouth shut. so so these people, they don't actually respect boundaries so much. They'll be invading your privacy, they'll be invading your personal bubble every now and then. And the thing is, they don't even realize what they're doing, and you'd be also too shy or too embarrassed to mention it in front of them because you're such a nice guy after all. So these type of people, they are very much prone to get affected, and they are also very much potent in affecting other people because they don't apply common sense at all. And the thing is, regarding this pandemic, regarding this outbreak, all you need is common sense. If you have like common hygiene sense, and if you maintain proper hygiene, and if you have your common sense in everything that you do, you should be okay. You should be pretty safe. Apart from the new people, there are also regular members who can be at risk as well, because a lot of people, when they start getting a good physique, it's really addictive, you know. So the psychology they have, or the type of thinking that they have, is if you miss this set, or if you're taking too long of an interval, or if you're taking a very long rest period, even more than 1 minute, you're losing your gains. So you become all about your gains. So in that period, or when you're going through that phase, you are all about yourself. You become incredibly narcissistic, and at the gym, you become this selfish jerk who would be pushing in everyone around, and who would be really merciless with the machines. So by saying merciless, I mean that you'd refuse to work in, but rather you would expect everyone to work in with you. So you see someone else using that machine, you'd be requesting them, okay, can I use this machine as well, or can I work in? And but when you are using a particular machine, you would be refusing to let them work out. So so because of these jerks, it can be really easy to spread the virus around. And there are still a lot of members who would not be working out with proper attires. So they would not be wearing their gym clothes, they would not be using gloves, they would not be using their masks at the gym, and they would not probably bring in their shoes as well. They'll be working out barefoot. So working out barefoot has its advantages, but not in Bangladesh, because most of the gyms, they are not, at least 80 to 85% of the gyms, they're not very clean, if you know what I'm saying. So they are not wiped down with disinfectants every single day, so to speak. These are probably like once a week wiping and cleaning properly. So they are not incredibly clean. So people walk in from outside, and as you know, Dhaka city is incredibly dusty. So there is no chance in hell that you would be walking in with a clean pair of feet. And when you're coming in from the outside, and if you're not cleaning your feet properly, so you are bringing in that bacteria, you are bringing in that virus that you're carrying with your feet. And when you're walking around throughout the whole gym, you're spreading it everywhere. You can't even see it. So people have a hard time these days believing in what they don't see. So in the recent times, you have seen a lot of interviews from a lot of overconfident people. Like they've said stuff like, "This is a tiny little virus. What's it gonna do to us? We can't even see it. It's such a tiny little virus." Well, this virus can do a lot of things to you, and most of them are not gonna be very pleasant to look at. Okay, so definitely, like, what you can't see, and virus and bacteria, you can't even see them. So you got to be extra careful. You're gonna be extra cautious about dealing with these things. So there are people without proper gym gear, proper protection, proper hygiene sense. These are the people that most of the gym members are scared of, because of these people's stupidity. Good people are afraid of going to the gym, and they have every right to do so. Right now, as a member of a gym, I really do feel sorry for the gym owners, because they're this is not a very big industry, so to speak. This Bangladeshi fitness industry, this was only at the brink of an explosion. So it was just starting to get big. It was just starting to get into the mainstream. And that's when this pandemic hit us. So I know it has taken its toll everywhere. I know all the industries, they have taken a hit, but I think, in my opinion, as a medium-sized industry, I would like to call it medium-sized, because it's not that small anymore. People do go to gyms a lot these days. A lot of people do. A lot of people, they know about gyms and stuff. So it's getting into the mainstream, and people talk about it a lot these days, because it's everywhere in the social media these days. So as a medium-sized industry, I think the fitness industry has taken the biggest hit, because they really do depend on the monthly incomes, the monthly revenue, because a lot of the gyms, they're not very large scale operations, and they probably do not have a lot of stowaway cash that they can depend on if something goes bad, if things go south. So these companies, these organizations, and the this industry particularly, they have taken a very big hit. So I really do feel for the gym owners and the gym management people, but this is something that we have to get through together. And what we feel is, at the rate of which the people are becoming unfat and becoming self-conscious about their well-being and their health, after all this is done and dusted, after all this is over, the gyms are probably gonna see an overhaul of people rushing through those gates. I know they have missed out on some golden opportunities, because this Eid season was the peak season of the year, and usually is, because before the start of Ramadan, a lot of new people walk into the gym, and they are kind of like your New Year's resolutioners, and their goal and their idea would be to get in the best shape possible before the Eid festival within 1 month. So it sounds funny, but it is what it is. A lot of new people walk into the gym during that time. So they totally missed that cash revenue just streaming in through those gates. But what I feel like is, and I don't know what Eid al-Adha is gonna be like. Eid al-Adha is mostly where people are gonna be more concerned about buying cattle, preserving them, and then waiting for the Eid day to sacrifice them. So the Eid al-Adha season, that's not that much substantial in terms of business when you look at it from the fitness industry's perspective. So they have missed the golden opportunity. They have missed the window, the most precious window of opportunity, when the gyms were ordered to be shut down before Ramadan. So I know that's a huge loss, but they are gonna get over it, and I am really optimistic. And this is the only good news so far. We are gonna be really optimistic about things when everything goes normal, and I really do believe that when things go normal, a lot of people would be walking in. A lot of people would be really happy to get a gym membership and call themselves the members of the fitness community of Bangladesh. So it's going to be a beautiful thing to see. But to get to that end, we really have to batten down all the hatches, and we really need to stay put and wait. So now there are people who would be thinking like, okay, I can still go to the gym. I can apply my common sense. I have a good hygiene sense and stuff like that. There would be people who would be adamant about going to the gym, and there are possibly people who would have health conditions and stuff like that, like they really need to work out, otherwise their health would be withering away. If it's that kind of an emergency, if you really need to hit the gym, you can obviously do that, but there are certain things that you need to keep in mind. For example, you need to wear a face mask and probably a face shield as well if possible, and you need to cover your eyes as well. If you wear glasses just like me, and that's fine, you don't need to wear extra glasses for that. But if you're someone who has very good eyesight and you don't need to wear glasses, I would recommend wearing a pair as well, just to be safe, because it can be contracted through your eyes as well, as it has been reported by the WHO. The other thing that you can do is you can invest in a pair of gloves. And they don't need to be really expensive. They don't need to be state of the art. Just plain gloves would do. Working out wearing rubber gloves, that feels really weird, and your hands get all sweaty. And I know it's really difficult to keep things clean at the gym. It really becomes a mess, and especially given the weather, because these days Bangladesh and Dhaka city especially, we are having a lot of rainfall due to the monsoon, and due to that we have a lot of humidity in the air, so you'd be sweating a lot when you're working out. So at this point, really do carry a towel, your own towel, and do wash it every day when you get back from the gym. Do not use it for any other purposes. And you must carry your shoes, and also when you get back from the gym after working out, do not bring the shoes inside. Keep your shoes outside for at least 3 to 4 hours, or if you can afford it, do it for 6 hours, and make sure that you keep it in a safe place. Keeping it outside of the house means it's really unsafe for you. And I know you wear those Nikes and Adidas's and those Reeboks and Sprints and stuff like that, and those expensive shoes. So when you're keeping them outside of the house, do keep an eye on them so that they don't get stolen. So that's another piece of advice for you. And also, with all that being said, whenever you're using a machine, if you're sweating on it when you're getting off from that, please do wipe it down with some kind of wipe or tissue paper or something like that. If the gym does not provide you, carry your own. It's for your sake, and it's for others' sake as well. And this way you can really set an example for other people to follow. Just because someone else is not doing that does not mean that you shouldn't be doing that as well. You can be the first one to try it out, and then you can set an example for other people to follow. So that's how the good practices, they can actually get into the mainstream. So the best thing you can do when you're getting back from the gym is cool down first, and then just walk straight into the shower. Take a good long shower. Yeah, no, not for that long, and use good soap, and clean yourself really well. Now that is the best thing that you can do, so that you can have your peace of mind that you are not carrying anything, or you're not contacted by anything. So, and that way your family members, because you all have family members, you might have old parents as well living in the same house as you. So they are very much prone to this thing. They are very much prone to this outbreak, and they are very much at risk. So never do anything that can put them at risk. Don't become the reason for their peril. So so be responsible and be careful when even if you're going to the gym, and whenever you're coming back, manage your things and manage yourself properly. And we know when we go outside, we use our phones. So whenever you are coming back from the outside, and if you had your phone in your pocket, do wipe it down with some kind of glass cleaner or disinfectant. And make sure you don't get water inside your phone, otherwise it can be damaged as well, because water might not damage it, but the chemicals can. So be careful with that. And it's always good to have a box or a basket by the main door, and that way when you're getting back from the outside, you can put your keys, your wallet, your phone into that basket. So that way the things that have been outside with you, they would be less of a threat in spreading something, and that's really unwanted. So you can start using a box. You can start keeping a box by the door side. That's another thing that you can do. So a lot of people would be saying like, I have tried home workouts, they don't work, I must go to the gym, otherwise I'm losing all my gains. Well, I would have to agree with you on that, because I too believe that home workouts cannot be the alternative of the gyms. Otherwise, there would be no gyms at all. So, and also a lot of people would be having social media envy. Like, you'd be seeing all those celebs, they're still in good shape, and they are working out, and you'd think that okay, if my favorite celeb can be in good shape even after this lockdown stuff, why shouldn't I be allowed to do that? I can do the same. I need to go to the gym. I need to keep all my gains. I need to maintain my muscle mass. But the thing is, those celebs, they earn a lot of money, and most of the celebs that I've seen still working out, they have their own home gyms. And the types of home gyms that they have, they do cost a lot of money. You can still set up your own home gym, and now that all the markets are slowly opening up, you can still get your hands on some equipments that you can keep in your household. And we made a YouTube video on that. I'll put the link in the description, where you can find the links about how you can get cheap home workout equipments and stuff like that. Those are really cheap, and they can be ordered online. They would be delivered to your home. So that's another bonus thing that that you can get going for you. And don't be envious. My advice would be, don't be envious of the celebrity workouts and stuff like that. Now, I follow this guy on YouTube. His name is Ryan Humiston. He's a great guy, a great coach, and he posts these 3, 4, 5 minutes workout videos, and they're really super informative. You can check it out. You can check him out on YouTube. But the thing is, what I've seen is during the last 3 months, even after all the gyms were shut down in USA, this guy got even bigger. Okay, this guy, he put on like 5 to 10 pounds of muscle mass. So that's really unheard of, really unforeseen. So how was he able to do that? Now, he's a gym trainer, okay? So he has access to the gym whenever he wants. And he probably has tons of fitness equipment lying around in his house. So it's really easy for him to get a decent workout every day. So don't so even if we are like feeling really bad on the inside, we have to bite this thing down. We have to bite it down for the moment, and use that frustration, use that anger, use that deprivation. And when the gyms fully open, when things go really normal, walk into the gym, shredding every single thread of shyness and go really hard at those weights. And trust me, it will take you only 3 months to get back your former shape. So that's it for today, guys. In the next episode, we're going to talk about probably something else, something very important. So let us know in the comments how you felt about this podcast, and we are probably going to keep it going. And we are going to publish this podcast on YouTube as well, so that you can access it from multiple places. So thank you very much for tuning in. And so this has been your host, Lincoln Hassan, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Till then, stay safe